Most of the disasters are made to disappear from the map because the company has so much money it can just shut everybody up by just dumping cash into the problem, and that works in most cases.
Inside the critical care unit at Northwick Park Hospital, 6 human guinea pigs fight for life. Each had been promised £2,000, but somehow something went terribly wrong.
See, they're totally dead, whereas that will come off.
I could have been one of those guys in London, absolutely. There's absolutely no doubt in my mind. I would have volunteered, and I would have read the same informed consent form, and the same information would have been missing from that form.
The thing that happened in London, it doesn't really give me pause about doing another study, because I mean, that's the risk you take.
It's almost like an addiction, really. Because the first time I went, it was the easiest money I ever got.
I've been doing this career for probably about 5 years.
I can look at my arms and I can say, well, that's probably 30,000. That's another 30 grand.
I don't even remember the names of some of the drugs that I've gotten.
Once you get $300 a day for basically sitting around watching Montel and Maury, it's kind of hard to sit there and put a shit-eating grin on for your boss.
This is my career. I found my path, my calling.
They're selling sickness to fill their own need, and everything you buy is fully guaranteed. It's a cesspool of despair and greed. Blood profits are all they see. Give them a disorder, pills they don't need. Here's a little something, you gotta make them bleed. All that money and all of these bills. All that money and all of these bills.
You do have housewives, you do have ex-cons, you do have foreigners, you do have dirty, stinky hippies, you do have starving artists. You have probably you touch probably every part of the culture in a study, in a clinical trial.
And you knew, like the yellow shirts, they were on Prozac because they would sit around in a group and giggle all day. You know, the guys that were leaning over, like just huddling in the computer room looking at hot chicks on a computer. That was the Viagra study.
It seems to me that the staff who's doing the screening kind of understand that you might be lying, and they understand that it doesn't really have any effects on the particular study that they're doing.
I called ParXL, waited on hold, probably a lot of calls when there's a big one in the works, and finally left a message. I got a call back from their recruiter who put me on hold while she checked my medical data against the study she was trying to fill. Click. Hello? Yes, I've got one. It's 7 visits, 28 overnights total. It's a treatment for osteoporosis, and it pays $6,960. Bingo!
Well, you're giving them tremendous profits in getting the drug on the market, sometimes when the people do not need a new drug of that kind. It's just to make money for the company, and it's for nothing else.
Aren't clinical trials for really sick people?
Clinical trials develop new treatments aimed at helping people with health conditions, but a lot of the time they want healthy volunteers like you and me.
You can't trust the study doctors, because everybody wants their money.
I go into the study not trusting what they say to me to begin with.
There's a certain amount of trust, definitely, that they're not going to do anything that's really going to mess you up or make you feel sick.
They certainly don't need a clone of Prozac to replace Prozac. That's what they were trying to do at Eli Lilly. They put Tracy Johnson, this optimistic, religious, and lively young woman, on a very high dose, and then they put her on cold turkey. They broke the dose right down to nothing, and they're not watching her. She's just walking around unattended, and she hanged herself from the shower curtain rod.
Every time I go into a study, I get real paranoid that it's going to be the last one I ever do, and it's just my own kind of paranoia that I sort of arrange my room as if like someone was going to come in after I was found dead, and see, oh, should that magazine be showing? Should this book look like I just finished reading it, or should it be neat, or should it be creatively messy?
I don't know.
Only reason that I'm doing it is because they're paying me money. I would never, ever do that if I didn't have to survive.
I think I'll probably guinea pig on and off for as long as they'll have me.
Drugs, shots, and one-night stands. And I did it all for medical research.
It's just like the recruiters saying, hey, come on, we're gonna go do a study together. Take my hand, I won't hurt you. We'll just jump through these FDA hoops together and we'll all come out financially compensated.